Hi, this is Rick Paris. Welcome to Conscious Reality Creator. Since it's the holidays and gratitude is the attitude all over the place, we thought that it might be a good idea to speak about gratitude at this time. So oftentimes you'll see someone like, oh, I'm so thankful, I'm so grateful, I'm in deep gratitude for what I'm on right here, thank you so much, right? And then right after that, within 10 seconds, it's over because they're really being thankful. They're not in a state of gratitude. Thankfulness is part of gratitude, but gratitude isn't necessarily thankfulness, right? So when you're in gratitude, thankfulness is the beginning that sets it into motion. Now I have the opportunity to be in gratitude. If gratitude is a generating energy and generates reality, just being thankful isn't going to do anything except be deeply thankful. I'm in gratitude. I'm deeply, deeply in gratitude, right? But where does it go from there, right? It has to go into joy, and then it has to go into the feelings of it. Then it's got to be creative. Then I have to feel my love. Then I have to be vulnerable. Then I have to feel understanding and be understanding in myself about what just happened and understanding with the others involved or anything else involved, to be understanding of it. Like when people are sick and they go, oh, I'm so grateful for my cancer. My cancer really elevated me. I feel so grateful. Well, do you get to the point where you understand why so you can release that? Or are you just constantly in gratitude of your disease? Right? That's not gratitude. Gratitude is moving through this mechanism so that I can heal. That's why it helps in relationships. It gives closure to relationships when you understand it. So gratitude is an upward causation, reality creating tool. It's just not thankful. Thankful is one piece of it. Gratitude is what is called a generating energy. Gratitude generates a space. Gratitude is the queen of all virtues. Gratitude sets virtue in motion. A virtue is your strength. Your personal virtues are functions of your strength, right? Something that comes natural to you as flight to an eagle. You know, honesty is a virtue for me because I'm always honest, right? That's a virtue. I've always been that way. I used to get in trouble when I was a kid because I would tell the truth and people would think I was lying. You know, and I would be like, I always felt not right, right? That's a virtue. Then you have universal virtues like benevolence, and generosity and faith and charity and hope and justice. These are also virtues. Virtues are ideals, something you're striving for that's going to continually change who you are. So that's what a virtue is. Gratitude is the queen of virtue because it opens you to these things. Your strengths will come out. To know my strengths and my weaknesses when I'm in gratitude. You are in a deeply feminine creating mode when you're in gratitude, when you're doing it properly. So gratitude is an attitude and it is a way of being. And it's a generating energy. When you're feeling grateful, you will find, if you can sustain that feeling, more and more things to be grateful for. Gratitude opens the sense of beauty. Not only beauty in the now, but beauty that is eternal. So there are parts about gratitude that you want to understand. As it generates, it animates, it creates dynamism. It will give you closure to a relationship. You know, when you find out that this person, after the pain, or maybe even in the middle of the pain of a breakup, you start recognizing, hey, you know, I'm grateful for this person, that they spent the time with me, that they taught me, that I learned, and I did all these things. That helps you close the relationship, and it actually generates you in a new space, right? There's a dynamism to it. It lifts your immune system. Gratitude creates a healthy environment, because as it deepens your immune system, it also augments the valued self, which valued self is something I haven't really talked about yet, but it is, the valued self is self-worth, self-authored, self-esteem, self-confident. These are the valued self when they're all in operation. It will enliven the thrill of living a life, because when you start recognizing all the beauty around you and the gratitude that gets generated, it enlivens you naturally. It anchors your relationships. Not only does it anchor your relationship, it is the glue that keeps a community together. And it opens you to gracious giving. Once you're having gratitude, right, and you're feeling it, you want to share that with other people, and it opens you to being gracious. It is empowering, right, because it awakens your authority. Empowerment is about authority, and power is about responsibility. So it's owning your own power and responsibility. I'm grateful for what I'm creating. I'm grateful for what I'm receiving. I'm grateful for what I'm earning. I'm grateful for what's given to me. Gratitude covers everything about receiving. This is why it's a feminine energy. This is how the feminine creates, just by being in gratitude, right? It awakens the innocence in you. It awakens the imagination in you. Like, you start thinking about, who am I going to be and what can I do with this feeling? Because you want to act on the gratitude. Once you're feeling gratitude, I want to act on that feeling. Because if you don't act on it, gratitude is going to dwindle. That's why it's more than thankfulness. If I'm just thankful, I can be thankful for a little while, but how long can I really be thankful? If you act on that, it generates, because now that I'm in a higher position of gratitude and I want to act on that gratitude, I'm coming from a higher resonance space. So it actually, the imagination and creativity is going to open in your mind, like, what am I going to do with this? Now that I feel so grateful, I feel abundant, I want to share, or whatever it is you want to do, you're going to be inspired to do that when you're in gratitude. It awakens the majestic in you, right? What happens is, when I'm thankful, and if I can stay in that space, I'm going to awaken joy, because it elevates my sense of happiness. When I'm happy and I'm in gratitude, it wakes up the joy in me. You're in an enlightened state of being when you're in joy, because your preferences and beyond your preferences are being met. So the next thing you want to do is move into action. I want to act on this joy that I'm feeling. I want to act on that. Because the way that you act, I want to be created, I want to put it into action, or I want to receive even more now that I'm open like this and I'm excited. You are already in a place to get more at that point. So once you take action, you want to move into the feelings of love. I want to love the thing that came out of this joy, the thing that I acted on, I want to give greater significance to. So that opens you to the feelings of love when you're in gratitude. Now, the most important thing I think about this is, the next thing that you need to move into is vulnerability. Because if you're not willing to move into the vulnerability, you won't be able to go deeper into the love. You won't be creative with the expression, right? If I don't want to be vulnerable, I'm not going to be creative and let everybody see me being joyful. And my love is going to show when I act on this gratitude, right? So vulnerability is the place that most people are going to get stuck, the most people are going to dwindle. So you want to be able to be vulnerable. You want to feel understanding after that. Once I'm open to the love, I want to feel understanding. Understanding for the world around, understanding for what I received, understanding. And then you want to lift that understanding to being understanding of others and what is around you. So you have the personal connection to I understand what I'm doing. I understand that I'm expressing, I'm being vulnerable with my creativity right now that comes out of this joy, that comes out of this thankfulness, right? And so after I'm feeling vulnerable and after I am feeling understanding for myself and whatever situation I'm in, because the adult is going for understanding. The adolescent wants to be understood, but an adult wants to be more understanding, right? So you move into this understanding. Then you want to surrender. And what you're surrendering is your sense of separateness. To know that all of this is you. All of this is a reflection of me. I'm not separate from my love. I'm not separate from understanding. I'm not separate from the thing I create. I'm not separate from my joy. And I'm not separate for the receiving that I did at the beginning. It's all part of myself. And as you let go of that, it gives you the ability to observe and measure what just happened. Because now I'm in this very relaxed state, but it's sophisticated. It's a sophisticated state of being because you're creating from here. And once you surrender, you have an opportunity to again be thankful. You can go through the system again and again and again. If you just go through this, you can stay in a place of gratitude that is more than just thankful. It's a spontaneous celebration. I'm actually celebrating my life when I'm doing all these things. And that's what gratitude is. It's a celebration of what it is that I'm creating in real time. And so therefore, gratitude is a living, breathing, reality-sustaining tool, which alters the future. See, now that you're doing that, and you're in this elevated space, your future, all the possibility and potentials are completely altered because you don't really know, what could I have now? What more could I open to? What more could I receive? What more could I be thankful for? What's beautiful around me? You start making this machine work. I mean, for me, it's the easiest thing for me to do when I'm on a hike, when I'm on the beach. You know, one of the beaches, most of my life I've lived literally on the beach. And one of the reasons I love being on the beach is because the elements are exalted. When you sit on the beach and you're sitting on the earth, and the earth is sand most of the time on the beach, which is really quartz crystal. It's amplifying. It's amplifying the energy of the waves coming through it. It's amplifying the earth. The sun is exalted and the air is exalted, and the air and the water are on the horizon. It's a very powerful place to be. And for me, it's like the minute I'm on the beach, I can feel so grateful for that. You know, it's easy. It's easy for me. I don't know what. I'm just feeling it right now. But I really love gratitude, you know, and sometimes just thinking about making this video the last 2 days, I realized, you know, I haven't been tapping into that. And this is the holidays. It's easy to do right now. And it's easy to not do right now. I want to share a little exercise that helps you understand how to implement these qualities of gratitude. So, to deepen it, and because vulnerability is the hardest part in all that, you begin with vulnerability. So you just want to deepen the vulnerability, deepen the understanding, deepen the surrender. Because the thankfulness and the joy and creativeness, people generally can do that. Even the love. But it's taking it farther into the vulnerability, right? Into the understanding and the surrender. This deepens, which also creates a higher position for you to step into another round. Things to be more grateful for, right? So you want to deepen that. So you want to think about the vulnerability part of it. How am I being vulnerable here? How was I vulnerable when I received this? You know, because even if you work hard on something and receive it, there's a place where you're done. okay, I'm finished with this thing, and now I have to be vulnerable and try to receive what it is that I just created. So that's the first thing you want to do. You want to deepen that. Then you want to speak it out loud. Like, say it out loud. Be vulnerable out loud, even if it's just with my friend, or journal. If you don't feel comfortable with being all vulnerable, then journal about it. But you see, being out loud is very intentional. You're not in your head thinking about it. Same with a journal. If I'm going to journal about it, there's a lot more intention on there. So I'll understand better what it is I'm being vulnerable about. I'm more understanding of what am I surrendering. So if you get detailed about that, it's going to put you in these higher levels of gratitude. You also want to celebrate what it is I just created. Because when gratitude's in operation, and the sophistication that I'm talking about, that level of gratitude, you're going to feel the celebration that life is. You're going to feel like you're winning. And then and when you move into the vulnerability and you move into these other areas, you're going to feel more of this. And so the celebration is what moves you forward in a very graceful way, because my energy and my resonance is so high in those moments. That's why it's healing you. That's why it's coming all these wonders that is gratitude. It's been said that gratitude is a powerful mistress. A powerful mistress. The mistress being the one in charge. It's the way to get connected to the goddess in a very elegant way and to access how she creates. Because the goddess creates from there. The perception and the conception and the thankfulness and the joy that comes out of her creating. So after you celebrate, you want to pause, which is like pushing in the clutch, and I ponder what it is I just did. Because in the pondering, you're giving it greater significance. You give it significance is matter. Light and matter in the universe, right? And in Latin, matter, M-A-T-E-R, also means mother. In Latin, matter means mother. So you are accessing the mother when you're giving significance to matter. So after you pause and savor that, pay it forward. You go back into that, like, being creative. Like, now I'm here. Now, how am I going to share? How am I going to give this feeling? More the feeling than actual giving. But how am I going to give this? To pay it forward, to generate, to create with this gratitude. So you just want to ponder, think about it, and how will you pay it forward? What that does, and you want to think about this too, is it's expanding the scope of the gratitude. Like we've talked in videos about a cube where I have the thoughts and feelings, choices and decision, beliefs and attitudes of the 3 dimensions you work with. I want to look at that as I'm pondering, as I'm savoring. I want to think about how is this going to be deeper next time? How wide is this that I'm feeling? You know, how many arenas in my life can I connect to this feeling of gratitude? And so you want to expand your measure of it, your way that you see it. You want to supersede the way that I see it operating. That way you're already expanding what it is to be grateful, gratitude. And then you open into the power, like, wow, just being here, I'm improving my health. I'm improving my circumstances. Your DNA is being lifted while you're in gratitude. And so just knowing that it's life-giving and life-saving, and wow, look what I'm doing, and you can keep it going. And that to me is an art form, to be in gratitude and then keep sustaining my reality, because it generates a reality again and again and again. So in essence, to me, gratitude can also, if you're good at it, sustain you. But predominantly, it's a feminine energy that generates experience. And I'm going to talk more about that in another video. I'm going to tell you about what are energies that sustain and what are energies that generate. So we're going to go over that soon. So I hope you enjoyed this. I enjoyed it. I thank you for bringing it up because I realized I'm going to be far more present during these holidays with this in mind. Thank you.